Tonight on Golf Central, an exclusive report on Tiger Woods. Tim Rosefort has breaking news involving the 14-time major champion. What will it mean for his return? And world number one Lydia Ko goes for a three-peat in the Bay Area. Trip Eisenhower gives us a player to watch who could end Ko's streak in the Swinging Skirts LPGA Classic. All this and much more right now on Golf Central.
Golf Central, brought to you by Titleist.
The progress report following Tiger Woods' most recent back procedure has been slowly developing. On February 24th, Tiger posted a video of him hitting a 9-iron in a simulator on Twitter. Then a little over a week later, Woods attended the opening of the course he designed, Blue Jack National in Houston. While we didn't see him hit any full shots, he found a way to provide those who were on hand with a little golf excitement and entertainment. That young man providing some of his own as well. 2 weeks ago, this photo was released courtesy of the Masters in Augusta National of Tiger at the Champions Dinner. This year marked the second time in his professional career the four-time Masters winner has not competed at Augusta. It feels like old times. Tiger Woods leading the show tonight on Golf Central. Lisa Cornwell, Tim Rosefort with us. Trip Eisenhower joins us in just a moment. Rosie, during Masters Week, you reported that Tiger had progressed enough in his rehab that he was hitting balls again, including the driver. What's the very latest with him?
Well, Lisa, he's really stepped it up since then. Late in Masters Week and in early last week, early in Hilton Head Week, he was involved in a series of 4 to 5 hour practice sessions at Medalist Golf Club, his club in Hope Sound, Florida, including the playing of some holes. I was told he looked great, was talking to everybody in an upbeat mood. Couldn't have been happier. It's a question everybody wants answered. When will we see him next? Not quite sure. I talked to Mark Steinberg, his agent, the week of the Masters when I talked to him about Tiger hitting driver, and he confirmed that Tiger had been making progress at that time, that it was just another step in a progression. He warned this doesn't mean that there's any timetable for his return. That's out of his mind right now. It doesn't translate to anything other than Tiger is making progress. As it regards to this latest report, he did not want to comment. Well, good news. Two good things, I guess. He's feeling better to hit full shots, and he's doing what a lot of people said in the beginning that he needed to do, and that's take his time. Incredible, though, to think of the progress that he's made from the Hero World Challenge at the end of last year when he basically he had trouble riding around in a golf cart. You thought this was going to be a long time before he returned to the game of golf. Obviously, exciting news that he's progressing this fastly, working up through the bag, and to this point in time, it points to him coming back a lot sooner than I think most of us expected. And I think most people are ready for it. Rosie, thank you very much. Let's take a look back at the timeline of Tiger's back injury. On March 31, 2014, he underwent microdiscectomy surgery. September 16th, the following year, he had the same procedure once again. And a month and a half later, he had a follow-up procedure to relieve some ongoing pain in his back. Tiger Woods only competed in this week's stop on the PGA Tour of the Valero Texas Open one time in his career. That was 1996 when he finished third. Last week's winner, Brandon Grace, looks to improve upon that. Grace is the top-ranked player in the field at number 11 in the world. 42-time PGA Tour winner Phil Mickelson is back in action in the Lone Star State. Lefty's making his third straight appearance in San Antonio. And Jimmy Walker, hopeful his home state of Texas can bring him some luck once again. Walker defeated fellow Texan Jordan Spieth by 4 shots last season. For more on the defending champ, let's go live to San Antonio where Scott Walker is standing by. Scott, the last time we saw Jimmy Walker step into the winner's circle was this time last year. How does he feel about his game heading into the week?
Well, Lisa, he's feeling very good, and not just because he's gotten a week off after the Masters. He lives just about 30 miles or so away, and so he gets to sleep in his own bed to defend a title that he won, as you talked about last year, in dominant fashion. Well, that doesn't mean this is any sort of a staycation for Walker. He spent last week really studying statistics and trying to find the places in his game where he was losing a few shots, those shots that can make a difference between winning and losing. Walker is 16th in the current Ryder Cup standings for Team USA, so he understands that finding a way to fix those shots is the difference between making that team or not.
Achieving that stuff is a byproduct of going out and playing well and winning, and I'm not real concerned right now about making any teams, or all I'm doing is just like I said, looking at the small things that I can do to get better, and I think I've seen some areas that need improvement, so I've started to work in on those, and hopefully those will bleed into better finishes and getting back to winning. It's not far off, especially just short game. I've done a lot of work with golf swing stuff, and I feel like I'm hitting the ball better. I feel like I'm in better positions around the golf course. Drove it really well last week or 2 weeks ago. But it's mostly just short game, just hadn't been getting up and down enough, not pitching it close enough, not bunker game's been struggling a little bit, maybe from just a little lack of practice, just focusing on different areas. Just need to get back to not making any bogeys. I'm just kind of wasting too many shots. I wanted to take a few days off and relax, and I did, and then I started back in just real soft, just doing a lot of pitching and putting. I got a putting green in my backyard, so I stayed out there and worked and just did a lot of that, and then started to hit some balls, and the golf swings felt good.
The work that Walker did on that backyard putting green will be necessary against a field, Lisa, that you said included Brandon Grace, last week's winner, and of course Phil Mickelson, who leads the PGA Tour in scoring average. Mickelson will not arrive on property until Wednesday. That's his schedule. And he will not play in the Pro-Am, which could be a blessing because there is rain in the forecast tonight and potentially on Wednesday that could disrupt the flow of this preparation for this golf tournament. Lisa?
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Texas wind and rain, that's not a good combination. Trip Eisenhower here to talk about not just what happened last year, but leading up to this year and the changes on the golf course. But let's start with last year because Jordan Spieth was on quite a tear. He comes in there, Jimmy Walker playing really well, but Spieth gave him a run for his money.
He really did. If we look at what happened coming down the stretch, there was some fantastic golf last year between Jordan Spieth and Jimmy Walker on the 16th hole. This a par 3 with a bunker in the middle of the green, Lisa, and the hole was cut behind that bunker on the left, and Jordan Spieth downwind, so tough to get it close. And as you mentioned, Jordan Spieth was red hot, nobody playing better, and that would use the slope behind that hole to trickle down there. And that's 3 consecutive birdies after he would make that putt. But before he made that putt, Jimmy Walker had already given it to him in his mind, and he had just 16 feet away down the hill. In fact, he led the field in one-putt percentage last year on this difficult set of greens to putt. Not only are they difficult to hit, but they're difficult to putt. And then Jordan Spieth, 17th hole, 78 yards. He's just trying everything he can, throwing everything at Jimmy Walker. The wedge game in full flight. And right there just sits close to the hole. So Jimmy Walker knows he's going to make it, probably, that Spieth is. So right here, this is one of his 22 birdies last year, which led the field on this difficult setup. He was 11 under par and would outdistance Jordan Spieth by some 4 shots, and the hometown boy got the win sleeping in his own bed. But Lisa, this is a very difficult golf course. Not only was it the toughest venue, scoring average, non-majors last year, it was the 2nd toughest greens to hit. It was the hardest to hit it close in proximity to the hole, the highest proximity to the hole, the toughest par 5s. This is a stern test. You throw in the weather that typically comes with the wind and different things. These players are going to have a challenge this week. And look for the score right around 9, 10 under par. That's typically where it is.
And watching those guys putt, it looked like they were rolling fast too, so I'm sure we can expect that once again. Thank you, Tripp. Still to come on Golf Central, will Lydia Ko celebrate her 19th birthday with a 3-peat in San Francisco this weekend? If not, then who? Tripp may have somebody to give us a player to watch. And well, he committed to Oklahoma when he was only 12 years old, and this week he's making his PGA Tour debut. Meet Brad Dahlke coming up on Golf Central.
Golf Central is brought to you by the new Titleist NXT Tour and NXT Tour S. Innovation that matters. Grip Confidence. Grip Golf Pride.